Hey everyone, I thought for this video today I would share the story of how me and my boyfriend AJ met and became official for people who are new to the channel or are just forgetting details. So let me get into it. So all of this happened my sophomore year, and this was when, because for reference you guys, I had an ex-boyfriend named Jeremy. And let's just say, you guys, he was kind of just everyone's standard ex-boyfriend. How crazy and stupid toward later down the road goes, but this is not about him. So I can chew him out of my mind from it. So this was sophomore year. And so the year typically was the 2021-2022 school year. And so it was because you guys, for reference, we both had the same class. So we both had English together. And y'all, AJ was just a really nice kid that I got to meet over my sophomore year. And they were like, we would every day, either if it was us going to a different class or if we were going to the same class in general, sometimes he would spot me in the hallways or I would spot him in the hallways. And we both would say hey and give each other fist bumps, because that was kind of one of our fun things we did, was we fist bumped each other a lot. And we'd be like, hey, how's your day going? And then, how are you doing? Kind of like what friends would do, right? And so, yeah, so we had the same English class sophomore year. And as we were going through sophomore year together, it went really well. And he was a really good friend to me. He was very sweet, very kind. And then fast forward to later sophomore year, that's when my ex and I broke up at the time too. And so even he, y'all, apparently something I learned, I'll kind of will say a spoiler at the very end of this. And so fast forward to junior year of high school, we were once again in the same English class as the year before, and we once again got to know each other for our second year, and it went really well. And he was just, once again, he was very sweet, very kind, and he has ADHD, and his ADHD, you guys, was more on the chill side, because you guys, people with ADHD, it's a lot different for different people. It's very different and stuff, but his was more on the calmer side, so his wasn't all anger issued and just chaoticness and stuff. So he was a really sweet, calm person that I got to get to know. And y'all, for reference, we are only 1 year in age gap, so I'm a year older than him. So for reference, I'm 19, he is 18, but we only match the same age from June 27th through October 1st, and that's when I turn the next number up, which is 20, and then he'll be 19. And anyway, so junior year, excuse me, I talk fast too, so I will have to repeat some of my words. But junior year rolls by, and once again, we have the same English class and same people, and we got to continue our friendship, which it was a really good friendship, and he's been a really good friend to me because he was very supportive. He was just a really good friend to me, and he was just very sweet and kind, and he always greeted me like we always greet each other, really just like any friend would, by fist bumping or doing any sort of like gesture at each other. So either if it's by fist bumping or doing any sort of, because different friends and stuff, we approach different. So like me and AJ's case, at that time we fist bumped and just said, hey, how are you doing, and stuff, like any ordinary. And so as junior year was going by, y'all, that was my full first year of being single at the time. And that's when I was looking at other men at the time just to get ideas. And so yeah, and sorry, I got an itch. But yeah, and plus, I never suspicioned in my mind that he was gonna be my next person to step in to my life the following year. And so, as our junior year of high school was going on, it went really well. He, once again, was just like how we met sophomore year. He was really nice, respectful, and caring of me, and just like any friend would be. And so, now, fast forward to senior year. This is where it gets to the actual point. So, senior year of 2023-2024 school year. And also, you guys, junior year was 2022-2023 year. So if you get your mind confused, those are the years difference. So the 2023-2024 school year comes by, which is senior year for me and him both, because we both were the same. We were in the same grade but different age gaps. And so, yeah. So senior year comes by, and this is kind of where you get serious with school. But senior year comes by, and once again, we are in the same class like we were since sophomore year, which is awesome. So I'm surprised, y'all, that we actually got to be in the same English class and same period. The same for like the final and last year, which was awesome. Because even he was a really good person I got to get to know really well in high school. And he was just very polite, very sweet, and stuff. And so half of senior year goes by really good, and we were again very good friends at that point. And then, y'all, as homecoming was coming around, so the week of homecoming happens, y'all, to keep this in context for people who have not been to homecoming yet or don't know what it's like, but you are wanting to get curious, for context, y'all, when it's homecoming week, y'all, it gets wild. That's the week where a lot of people are getting asked out to homecoming, but also possibly getting asked out on top of that. And so, and even that's where boyfriends or girlfriends are also getting asked out to homecoming by their significant other. And so it was just a typical Monday, and this was on September 18th of 2023. So this was, like I said, this was going into 2024. And so, so September 18th, 2023, it was a typical ordinary Monday on the week of homecoming, right? And so I go into school like any ordinary day would be. Didn't think anything was going to happen that day. Never suspicioned anything at all. And so we were going through all classes, and then when it came to sixth period, which was my lunch period that year, and also for context, my boyfriend, AJ, he and I both had the same lunch period that year, so we got to see each other at lunch, and we actually got to see each other and also in a couple other classes as well. So we actually got to see each other a little bit more than sophomore and junior year were. And so, so on this particular day, it was during lunch, and after I put my things down in our spot that we sit at every day, which was in this one spot outside of our cafeteria in the hallway every day, that's where me and my friend group would always sit at. This one area toward the stairs, like across from the stairwell every day. I'll never forget how good that spot was. And so, me and some people were grabbing our lunches, and I think mostly everybody was back when I got back to the spot. And I just put my lunch down, and I got seated and just started eating. And all of a sudden, at one point, after I was eating for a little bit, and at one point, my best friend, Asia, goes, hey, I think AJ has to ask you something. I'm like, what is it, AJ? And y'all, at first he popped out the question, will you go to homecoming with me? Y'all, when he said that, it took him a second, like all time with men, it takes him a second to say it. But y'all, it took a minute to say the full sentence, but when he said, will you go to homecoming with me? Y'all, I will never forget. After he said that, my mind went wild. And I said yes, and all of my friends all started cheering, screaming excitement for me, knowing that what they just witnessed, because they were with me when he asked it. You know, I'm getting butterflies as I'm saying that. And so, because, that was like the best day of my life. And then, calm down. And so, even I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So after that, I immediately go and text my mom and tell her, hey, I just got asked out to homecoming. Because even I was documenting when some of this was going on. And so when he asked me out, I, after that, documented it after the excitement. And then after a couple minutes goes by, actually I think it was a minute or so. After like a minute or two goes by, this was when he popped out the actual question, y'all. And that's when he said, will you be my girlfriend? And y'all, said yes. And again, the excitement screams coming out of my friends. It was amazing. And also his brother was there too, so even it was like, it was crazy, because like, y'all, I did not suspect I was gonna finally have a boyfriend after 2 years. And it was also one of my other best friends that I met my sophomore year. Never suspected anything like that was gonna happen. And y'all, and then I'll tell you this little twister that I was gonna say, spoiler alert, for toward the end or almost a few minutes before. So y'all, I'll just tell you, ever since that day last year, he's just been truly amazing, and he's just been there for me for my best days, my worst days, and even he's just been there when I've needed him the most, like any boyfriend should have and stuff. Because y'all, at the end of the day, that person is home. Like, y'all, AJ to me feels like home, because the way of just how caring and all that he is just says a lot about him. And even himself, he's went through some stuff with, just to kind of keep this safe here, y'all, he went through some family stuff when he was younger, because just, some situations when, because, there's some people that like to make bad decisions or do stuff that can haunt you for a while. And so he had to kind of deal with that at a young age for a while, and then kind of as some of the years went, it just kind of stays with you sometimes. And so he has went through a ton back in the day. And so y'all, every day he is just I'm just so proud of him, you guys, because every day he is strong, and he just shows that I'm his, and he just shows, like, it just goes to show that when you've met someone like AJ, they will be there for you. They will also, but also that's how you'll know that, like, that's basically how you'll know that they are your soulmate. And y'all, he's just truly my Prince Charming, and I feel like I'm Cinderella. I just don't know, I get that image with us too. And so yeah, and then y'all, we also went to, and then also, y'all, with homecoming, it was amazing. I wore this really cool maroon dress. I actually skipped school on a Wednesday that same week that we were official to find a dress because I did not have a dress to wear. And so my mom let me skip school on a Wednesday so we could pick one, and luckily I was able to find one within like a day. And so I didn't know what I had in mind. I mean, I had something in mind, but I found something that was at least close to what I had. So then this way I could update AJ so he knew what to get for a tie. So that way he and I can match, because y'all, us couples will do that. And so, yeah. But, and so, anyway, yeah. But, and so that's what was just bizarre. And so I found this really cool maroon dress with like the front where like where the front part, like where like imagine where the belt alignment goes. It had this really cool like design look where it was like in the center of it was like almost copper-ish, like copper rose goldish kind of color in the center, and then silver on the outside, like beading. It was so pretty. Like, I loved it. And it was spaghetti strapped. So I actually loved it was like that, because then this way when I was sweating like crazy, I wouldn't be getting too hot and stuff. And so that night was really the best night of my life, but also prom was my best night too. Cause he went to my high school prom too, where I transferred schools, because I transferred schools like my second semester. And that night was amazing too. And that's where we really just started doing a lot more. And so, yeah, and then what I'll tell you guys now is that little spoiler I was telling you guys. Y'all, it was somewhere in the summer or before, I forgot. It was sometime last year when he and I were on the phone, and I was just kind of talking to him about something, and he's like, let me tell you this. I actually have had a crush on you since I was a sophomore as well. And I had no idea, you guys. Like, I really wish I could have seen signs. I really wish he was showing signs around that timeline. But, y'all, it was a complete spoiler shock. I mean, I'm like, did I just hear that? I'm like, oh gosh, this is wild. So, anyway, but yeah, you guys, just to give you guys an update now, we have been doing amazing, and I'm just so thrilled that he is still with me. And we've not had, if you're thinking to yourself, have you guys had any arguments yet? No, we've not. I'm happily grateful to say that. And I hope we continue to not, because, those aren't really the best to have. And y'all, and like I said, he's just been there for me since day one. And y'all, honestly, I feel like we've just been growing a lot together this past year and stuff. And I'm just beyond thankful for him, because at the end of the day, I found my person, I found my home, and I found someone who supports me for what I do, like who I feel like I can go up to for when I need him to either support me through something, or if I'm going through something, or if I just need someone to talk to about a situation I'm going through. He's always there for me, no matter what, because at the end of the day, you want to have somebody who will actually be there for you through thick and thin, and just be there at the finish line through that achievement of yours. And like, y'all, he was there for all of it. So I am just beyond blessed to have him in my life. But yeah, so like I said, I am just beyond thankful for him. And yes, so it's just truly amazing, you guys. And there have been moments, y'all, where I've had to cry for like the good, because that just shows me how amazing he is. And I've never had to cry like this in my life, ever. And so I thought you guys would like that story time. But yeah, I love you guys so much.